Welcome to Freedom Cast, a podcast dedicated to interviewing star icons and entrepreneurs who have encouraged others to become more healthy and active. My name is Ashton, and it's my pleasure to host you as we take another trip through the fitness industry. It's entertaining and informative, and I hope it makes fitness more exciting and special to you in your own fitness journey. Freedom Cast is supported by Freedom Fitness Equipment in Charlotte, North Carolina. Freedom Fitness Equipment serves the health and fitness community nationwide, from free weights and strength equipment for home gyms and studios to cardio and conditioning equipment for commercial spaces. Check them out at freedomfitnessequipment.com. Let's get rolling with today's show.
Well, Ziegler Monster is what everyone knows me as, but my name's David.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. And Ziegler is my last name.
Perfect. I love that name. So this is Ziegler Monster or David Ziegler, Ziegler Monster on social media. Thanks for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. Welcome to Freedom Cast. I was telling David before we got started that I really wanted to have him on, not just because he's a great personality, super friendly, has a lot of fun hobbies on the side, but also just because he's transparent and open about not only PED use, but just bodybuilding in general. And I really like that approach, the no BS side of your fitness content. And there aren't a lot of people on there on the platform that you can follow and be like, oh yeah, no, this guy's a straight shooter. So thank you for that, first of all.
You're welcome.
And second of all, I just wanted to ask, how did this bodybuilding journey get started? You don't just get huge overnight, I assume, but how did you get into bodybuilding to begin with?
Well, I got into it for sports, really. I raced motorcycles and dirt bikes growing up, motocross. And
Nice.
My favorite guy, after a race, took his shirt off because he was sweaty and hot, whatever the reason. And he looked like a superhero.
Wow.
So when I asked my dad, I said, why does that guy look like Batman or Superman? And I was probably 9, 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
My dad told me it was because athletes, all of them, no matter if it's dirt bikes or football or basketball, use weights normally and other types of exercise to be better at the sport itself. And I was like, oh, so I want to start lifting weights then so I can be faster at racing dirt bikes. So around whatever it was, 11, 12 years old, I started using his dumbbells, just doing curls and stuff. And then I kept that up for a while, all that jazz. High school ended for me kind of early. I graduated early, so I had a lot of time during the day. I worked in the evening at a restaurant as a busboy. And I was in the gym just working out just like I did for sports and all the years, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked pretty good and I was athletic. And this guy came up to me and he asked if I was getting ready for a show. And I told him I didn't know what he was talking about. And he said bodybuilding. I said I wasn't really familiar with that. And he said like Arnold. And I said Arnold is like the Terminator, the man. And he was like, no, before the Terminator. And I was like, I don't know about before Terminator. And he explained it to me and I thought it was dumb. But he told me that they make money. And all I heard was I could continue to just live the life I was already happy living and make an income doing that. And at the time, like, I had no future for education. I had no scholarships for sports. And all I had was my diploma, which I barely got. And I was like, in my head, all I heard was money not having to change really by going to school and stuff like that. And that's all I heard. I didn't realize a tenth of what it was going to take. And but yeah, so 2007, when I was 17, I was ready. I left the gym that day, went to Walmart, and bought like Flex magazine, Muscular Development magazine, Reps, Muscle and Fitness, and read everything cover to cover. And I remember not really liking what the guys looked like.
Okay.
Because of how big they were.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking like, it looks like a finished product. Like, I know it's not like something like, I don't think my mom's going to enjoy it. I don't think like girls are really going to like line up to touch it. But it looks like the dude's on level 30 of working out. And you have to get to level 25, 26, 27 to have the career. So I saw it, and I still see it this way, as a temporary goal of trying to master the game of bodybuilding personally, because there is like the competition side, but really when it gets into that, you don't have a lot of control over that.
Yeah.
The only thing you can really control is the effort that you put into it. Like, did you get all your meals? Did you eat all your food? Were you consistent with your timings on your PEDs? Did you give, like, honestly, like, did you give every rep you could, or was there a little bit left in the tank? So if you can control all of that stuff the best you can, like, how was life during that? Like, were you depressed? Were you dealing with breakups? Were you broke? Like, what was going on? But if you can try to reel all of that stuff in, then the rest is kind of out of your control. And that's kind of comforting. You know, some guys get like, and I used to get really in your head about it and like start freaking out and almost have like this obsessive like anxiety. I don't know how to say it. Like you're like, well, I don't know, I want to win, I need to win. And it's like, eat your food, sit down, relax. You can only do so much. You know.
Yep, absolutely. So did I hear you right saying so you never went to college, you just graduated with a high school degree and decided to go into bodybuilding?
Yep. Oh, that's
nice.
it. Yeah, my 18th birthday, my dad came home because they I struggled with them, with my future, what I was going to do. And they were like really on me. My dad was like, bodybuilding isn't the future and stuff like that. So my 18th birthday, he came home and my room was empty. And he called me. He was like, do you not live here? And I was like, not anymore. I'm a bodybuilder. I'm going for it. Yeah, and I was living out just outside of Philly in a place I really couldn't afford with a buddy of mine who was trying to be a model.
Dang.
And it was just me and him in this apartment, and we were going for the goals.
That's terrific. So how soon after you started the bodybuilding did it turn? Was that always your full time? Did you have something on the side that was kind of supplementing your income so you didn't starve to death? Or
oh yeah, I didn't make money from bodybuilding enough to pay my bills and to do stuff and to like have like an IRA and stuff like that. I wasn't able to do any of that stuff until like 2015, 2016. Wow. And I started in 2002 lifting, and I started getting competitive, learned about bodybuilding and said, I think I can do this. Let's start with competitions and see if in 2007. So almost 10 years, almost.
Wow.
Now I got my first paycheck for bodybuilding and my first sponsor in 2008. One year after bodybuilding. I got $50 a month, which was great at the time for me.
Yeah.
I got my gym membership for free because it was from the local gym. Nice. They liked me, yeah. And they paid for me to enter the contests and stuff I did in 2010, I think it was. Yeah. They went out of business, unfortunately. The gym failed. So I failed then. I didn't market well enough. I didn't sell enough memberships with my glorious wins in the NABA whatever division. And so yeah, and the sponsorship I had was the local supplement shop that went out of business, just going to Philly. And the deal there was I could have it if it expired, and it was like a hush hush type thing. Right. He was like, don't tell anybody, but this is the deal. You can come in here, and if it's about to expire, like a week or so, or it's expired, you know, you can have it. So I would come in with like a pen, and I would like have like my little notepad, and I would be like, this one's in 5 weeks. No one better fucking buy this one. I hope they don't fucking buy this one. I'd come back like 2 weeks later, it'd be bought. I don't get to try vanilla milkshake. I'll never get to try vanilla milkshake. So I would always have like the weirdest flavors. It would be like baby green spinach protein, and it would say new on it, and it would never be not no, because they would get discontinued. But I would have it, and I would eat the shit out of it. And like, or I would have stuff that like, I probably ate a lot of arsenic and chalk and like sawdust and stuff like that. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of lead in my freaking body.
Well, I mean, but that's awesome. I mean, you got to try pretty much every supplement on earth, it sounds like.
I got to try everything that was rejected. If it was interesting at all, I didn't get it. It didn't get to expire. You know, that stuff takes like 2 years to expire.
Yeah.
So no, what I got to have wasn't good. I remember like everything I had dust on it. Like on the lid, there was like a fine layer of dust. And it would be like, it would even sound gross, the shit I would eat. It would be like banana oatmeal smooth. I'm like, what? What's that? Like, I had weird stuff, dude. But that's what I had at the time. In 2008 to 2000, almost 2010, I think, maybe 2010, about 2 years, I had to deal with the local supplement shop right next to my apartment. And that was the deal. They were like, we will help you. Send people our way, but you know, like, we're not going to give you like t-shirts with our name on it. It's not that type of sponsorship. We just got your back best we can. Don't get sick. It's not our fault if you do.
We didn't say anything.
Yeah, fine. I need everything. And at that time, I was so broke. And that's kind of what started this conversation. I would nab most of my food. I would steal most of my food and stuff like that, because I was living in an apartment right outside of Philly, broke as shit. I had nothing going on. I had a Mustang, a V8 that I bought because I was a kid and dumb for like $4,000, and it broke down every other day, and it had no muffler or catalytic converters, a straight pipe. It's so loud. And I would ride that and it would break all the time. No money. I was working as a busboy. I really didn't have decent income. I would work from 5 p.m. or whatever to midnight as a busboy in a fancy restaurant. I'd have like a tux and a bow tie on. And they would give a staff meal. So I would show up. We would open the doors at like 5:30. We would show up around like 3:30, start prepping, setting everything up. And the cooks would put out all the food. And I would just freaking house everything I could. And then take that and like hide it places, like in Tupperwares and takeouts, so I could fucking take it home. And a lot of times they were cool with it, but I would like do it before there was leftovers. You know what I mean? I would be like, I'm taking it now. And then like Stevie would be like, is there any more potatoes? And I'd be like, no. And I'd have like 2 pounds of potatoes like all ready for me to go home. But what I used to do is I used to like get a cooler. You know, it was a long time ago. I used to get a cooler and put it in the back of the Mustang. And I used to go to like every grocery store that I could, like in a couple mile radius, and like shove steaks down my pants.
Oh gosh, no way.
Yeah, stuff like that. Because I couldn't afford any of it. And I was like, I have no choice. If I don't eat this food, I can't do it. I can't do it. I need to do it. This is my life. I've invested everything. I've gone out into the world. I've told my parents that I was going to, you know, not go, because I was supposed to go to school to be a mechanic. My dad helped me and helped me like set up the loans and stuff. And it was going to be on me. Like, my dad didn't put his neck out too much, but he helped me with it. And he was like, this is going to help you. You need this. And I was like, I can dig it. And then the morning I was supposed to go, and I was allowed to like finish all my financial stuff like the morning of school. Like, I didn't have much to do but sign and go to school. It was pretty much done. And I remember like my alarm clock went off and it was like ding, ding, ding. And I woke up and I was like, nah, I'm a bodybuilder. And I like slapped it shut and I like rolled over. And 2 weeks later, my dad was like, how's school? And I was like, oh, it's pretty good. You know, I like it. And he was like, good, good. And then it was like 6 weeks later, he was like, you didn't go, did you? And I was like, nah, I didn't go. I didn't do it. So, but whatever. So, but yeah, so I would go to the grocery stores and I would get a bunch of meat, a bunch of pasta, and just everything that I thought that I needed. And sometimes I would like put it in a cart and like go to check out and like go like 6 aisles down where there was no one, and just walk through and be like, thank you, I'm sorry, I don't want to do this. I feel bad for you, Walmart, for Super Fresh, for Rite Aid. I'm just making up names at this point, you know. but the stories are for entertainment purposes only.
Of course.
Of course. But that's it. And like, so I was broke as fuck living outside of Philly. I was going to be a bodybuilder. And I was going to be the next Dorian Yates. Nothing, like my cockroaches in the kitchen, like mattress on the floor style, really broke. And I remember like my freezer, there's nothing but steaks, and like there was nothing but like protein in all the cupboards and stuff like that. So the thing I would buy was milk, and I would always have like 7 gallons of milk, because I would drink a gallon of milk every day, because it was like
cow.
Yeah, for sure, literally too.
Yeah, literally.
Sometimes a little more too, and because it was this liquid food for at the time like $2.60 or whatever it was. I think 1 gallon a day in whole milk is something like it's obviously over 1,000, but I don't think it's quite over like 2,200, but it's just a lot of calories.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can just drink them down easy. And then you have like 4 protein shakes a day or so. And then you add in like 3 to 5 meals of anywhere from like 4 to 9 ounces. Cause it's hard. Like when guys say like 10 to 16 ounces of meat, I can do that too, but like once or twice a day. I can't do like Ronnie Coleman. He would say that he would eat like 14, 16 ounces of chicken like 4 or 5 times a day. You were 300 pounds and everyone could see that. Maybe, all right, maybe I can't do it. So I do like the shakes, and I'll do a protein shake like right out of bed when I wake up, kind of get it kick started. Mm-hmm. And then I'll go into my food. One before the gym, give or take, one after the gym, give or take. And then normally like one before bed, because I'm like falling asleep on the couch or something that like an hour and a half after my last meal or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So I get up like, oh. But besides that, yeah, like I might have like a big post-workout steak or meal. That might be like 10, 12 ounces. I might be able to do that one other time. But for the most part, excuse me, I can only eat like 6, 7 ounces.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'm like, I'm not gonna eat more right now. No. I'm just not. I mean, and if I could, and I know guys are like, you gotta force feed. Oh, I do, don't get me wrong. But it's more of like, it's easier for me personally to have like 6 or 8 meals where they're like a touch smaller and the frequency is a little more than it is for me to eat a ton, 5 times. I just can't. I'll eat like half of it and then the food almost turns to pulp in my mouth and I can't swallow it. And then I add water to it and it turns into weird floaty pulp and then I want to gag on it, And then if I don't finish my food, I feel bad because then you pay for it, you don't eat it. So that's my approach is a little touch smaller on the portion, maybe an extra meal or just an extra shake or 2. Right. And then you don't have to have 10 ounces of chicken. You can have the extra shake or 2. And then instead of 10 ounces, you can get away with 7 ounces 4 or 5 times.
Sure.
Much easier on me, at least.
Oh, yeah. Well, they say don't drink your calories, but if you're a bodybuilder, I guarantee it. I mean, it sounds like you don't have any other choice to get the calories in.
So much easier, at least just for the protein count alone. Because and then too, like as long as the protein, and we talked earlier about the shit I got before. Yeah. Now I eat a little better because I have higher quality companies available to me. But if that stuff is processed correctly and it's screened properly, so they're just removing the lactose and the fat and they're leaving behind the whey protein, that's pretty cool. That's removing heavy metals, that's removing fat, that's removing sugar. So if your goal as a bodybuilder is just to have mainly extra amino acids available for the muscles to have extra like stimulation, growth, all that signaling jazz, now you can remove a lot of the animal byproducty stuff like the fat, like the sugar. And so now you can, increase the protein. You can eat 300, 400, 500 grams of protein every day without having to attach it to 100 to 300 grams of saturated fat.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Holy shit. So wait. So what's your macro breakdown and what's your calorie breakdown then per day?
Well, it depends because like everyone likes to hear the dramatic stuff. Yeah. So I'll say like refeed days and I'll be like, I eat 8,000 calories. It's true. I will totally put down 8,000 or more. 10. I've had 12,000 calorie days. But again, it's like that one day, like out of the 2 weeks, out of the month, and that's the one I tell you about, or that's the one I'm going to film. For the most part, my calories, if I'm doing good, because if I miss one meal, I'm missing 700 calories to 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because one meal is normally anywhere from like, if it's a smaller meal, it's around 800. If it's a larger meal, it's around 1,300, 1,600. Okay. And I'll try to have like 4 to 6 of them, give or take the size, depending on the size of the actual meal. Yep. If they're smaller, I'll try to have more, whatever. But what I'm getting at is protein. I try to have it around 500 or so. Normally I fall short, but that's what I shoot for because I'm about 250 pounds, 240 pounds. So it's about 2 grams per pound of body weight, which is the excessive side of it. But I normally land at like 390 to 430 is where I land. So I don't know, like 1.4, give or take, whatever it comes out to. Not too terrible. But when I shoot for 500. And if all my meals were perfect and I ate every single bite, that's what I would have. It only happens probably like twice a week. I nail it. Yeah. And then carbs, and then fat, I have around 150.
Okay.
And I try to not have saturated fat. I never have trans fat if I can help it. Like I will never buy something that says trans fat. If I go to a restaurant and we have a slice of cake, I'm not going to be the dude to be like, excuse me. I'm like, that's my gram or two of trans fat for the year. And I did it on accident, but I'm never ever going to purchase anything that I can read a nutritional label and it says trans fat in it, you know, which is a shame because they put that stuff in icing and cheesecakes and stuff like that. And I love that stuff. So,
oh yeah,
whatever. And I won't like normally, like, I'm not going to eat cheesecake like every week anyway.
Sure.
I'm going to do that like once a year, maybe. So fat is about 100, 150, give or take. And I try to do a nice breakdown, like a 1-to-1 of like the 3-6-9 gym. But really what I'm saying is I try to diversify.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I might throw in like the peanut butter and I'll have the avocado or the extra virgin olive oil, or macadamia nut oil is a good one that I like a lot.
Nice.
And then the carbohydrates, that one I can fluctuate. Normally I eat 400 is like the minimum amount that I eat, but I can push that up to a gram. Oh, I mean 1,000.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, 1,000.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
You could probably put away some carbs, man. And are you cycling? I know some people will cycle on training days and then on their off days there's kind of slightly less. Or are you training like straight through 7 days a week?
Yeah, I train a lot. I train 6-7 days a week because of the way I set my split up. So I just try to eat I never have a problem eating more. Yeah. So I'm always under eating.
Okay.
You know, so it's never like, oh, today, unless I'm dieting. That's the only time I'm consciously going to be like, I can't have any more. But for me, it's like, I'm more likely to put like the 2 cups of rice on my plate, and then there's still going to be like an eighth of a cup left. I'm like, I'm fucking full.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
That's a lot of food though. And so you're prepping for competition right now currently, right?
No, I'm just trying to gain weight. I'm just trying to come back.
Okay.
So I'm coming back from injuries and setbacks and stuff like that. And then I just got cleared in my blood. Well, I just got my blood looked at. I look at it every 6 months to a year.
Yep.
And everything looked pretty good. And I'm all healed up now from breaking my bones and tearing my tendons and shit like that. So I should be ready to rock and roll. Yeah.
So talk to me about the injuries. Like how did that happen, or what went on?
Oh, I broke my arms about 2 and some years ago now. I broke the radius of my ulna in my left and right arm. And then I broke my thumbs and stuff like that, and some miscellaneous fingers and stuff like that. I wrecked my motorcycle going to the gym.
Oh, no.
Just being halfway a goon, like in the morning, like on the way to the gym, which was only 3, 4, 5 miles away. It was really close. And I was rocking my music all caffeinated, going a little too fast by myself. And I went to make a hard right turn and I downshift a little fast and popped the clutch. And when I did, the back tire locked up a little bit, which is like normal. And I expect it, you know, but it just happened to break a little more, and she slid a little more, and she kicked out, she bucked on me, surprised the fuck out of me, caught me off guard.
Oh man.
I've been riding since like I was 7, 8 years old.
Wow.
That's why I ride like not so much anymore, knock on wood, but I've ridden like a goon more than a little bit. And she kicked out on me, bucked on me, and I high-sided, landed on my back like a starfish, and my arms just flopped to the side so hard that when they hit the pavements, they broke.
Yeah.
And I was just fucked up, man. And then I was set back for a little while. I competed soon after that, just for my morale. I competed like I think 7-9 weeks later.
Holy cow.
I had hard casts for like 3 weeks or so. But I started lifting, I think like 6-10 days after the accident.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
I just because like as long as I could hold it straight enough, I was using like 2.5 pounds, 5 pounds, and I would just rock out to my music, and I would just do a tremendous amount of reps and just build up the pump. So what I decided I wanted to do for my morale, so I wouldn't like sink in. I've been injured a lot, and I've had a lot of setbacks.
Okay.
So it wasn't like a new mentality for me. I was like, I know what's coming, and this is gonna suck. So what I thought to myself was like, I'm going to have to try to just maintain the muscle the best that I can. So I'm not going to put on any more size and all that jazz. So my idea, and I got to, come off of all the fun stuff, because there's no reason to be pushing if you're not getting anything out of it.
Sure.
So I was like, what I'm going to do was I can do cardio and I can eat clean. So I'll just train however I can, as much as I can, just to maintain and to hold on to the muscle. But pretty much that side's going to be non-existent. Well, when we get ready for a show, a lot of the times we go into maintenance mode for muscle anyway, because it's so hard and calorie restricting and shit. So I was like, fuck it. As long as I can just give them a purpose to stick around,
Yeah,
I'll diet and do the cardio, do the show. So I did like the Samson Showdown or something in Vegas. I think I did 2 of them. I might have done the Steve Carr Classic too.
okay.
In Vegas. And I think I got first in my class, but not the overall.
Wow.
And then I think in another one I got like second. I did pretty well. I looked decent.
Dang.
And then I was like, all right, now I need to recover for real.
Mm-hmm.
So then I just chilled because I was like, whatever. So then after that, I like went into submission, I guess, or whatever it is. Like I just started chilling, going through easy workouts, trying to put on more weight, like on my arms and stuff like that. And and that was a hard thing. But I wasn't really posting anything. I wasn't really talking about it. I had nothing on the horizon other than like, you know, I'm qualified to go down and do nationals in Miami and stuff like that. So I'm set up for 2 years because of the qualification. Let me just focus on coming back. And that was what I wanted to do for my morale. I wanted to be set myself up. So whatever. So I did that. All I had to do now was just try to get stronger and stronger and come back. Started doing a good job. Started coming back faster than I thought. I started using a little growth and stuff like that to try to help with the bones. I started doing that, to be honest, like as soon as they broke, pretty much.
Okay.
I was like, let's heal, guys.
Yeah,
like,
seriously.
So I threw that in there. But because of that, how all of that, you know, so now let's say we're 6 months past, we're a year post. I'm doing pretty good. But then I was in the gym curling real heavy. I think I had like 165, 185 curling. You know, not like super strict, but just fucking going for it.
Yeah.
And I tore the tendon in my wrist. Not all the way, but like bad enough where I couldn't even like pull in the clutch or my motorcycle. I couldn't hold a glass of water. I couldn't do anything. No. So I had to go back to the doctor, the hand doctor guy. And he was like, congratulations, you have a new injury. And I said, fuck. No. And it was because of like gear and stuff like that. Not because gear hurts your tendons and stuff like that. It was a combination of muscle memory and gear. What happened was I got hurt dramatically in my arms, my hands. I kept going to the gym, but I didn't use my hands. Remember I told you I was using like hooks and just pushing weight? So nothing really atrophied on me too bad, except for my fucking forearms left the scene. So I had like great triceps, shoulders, biceps, not like I did before, but they were still like, yeah, you maintained this during the off. And then you started coming back and you started like, you know, putting the food back, start putting the gear back, start putting the weights back. And the biceps, the triceps were like, yeah, we were right here. But my forearms were like, no fucking way, dude. And I could feel it everywhere. I could feel it when I would try to row. I could feel it when I would try to deadlift, anything. I was like, because I don't normally use straps and stuff. And I think that's one of the reasons my forearms are as veiny as they are now is because I just fucking hold them all day. I used straps for like 6-7 years. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I want to fucking hold my weights again. I started with holding weights in my hands. Then I got all pussy and started like putting wraps and straps and fucking wristbands and headbands and fucking like ankle bands. And next thing you know, I was all wrapped up like crazy. I was like, I just want to go back. But anyway, so yeah, tore the tendon in my wrist. Oof. Damn. And then, so I was out for whatever it was. And I started training like, 5 days. I only took like whatever it was, 3, 4, 5 days off and it hurt so bad. And then I wrapped the fuck out of it. And I started pushing and hooking and stuff. And then I bought one of those grippers and I have like 4 of them, but they're like different levels, So I'm sitting there with like 10 pounds and I got like 100 pound on the table. I'm like, I'm coming for you. And then, and then I started coming back pretty good and everything was going good. I was bounced back out, my forearms, everything was coming. I was like, all right, great. This is wonderful. And then COVID happens.
Yes. Oh
and
my
I was
gosh.
like, are you kidding me? and so they kicked me out of the gym because they closed the gyms and I'm not gonna be pushing and using stuff if I can't. So then I came off and started coming on to the gym and then I had a bum. I made a barbell. It wasn't a barbell. I just found a really big straight stick. And I had some 5-gallon buckets I filled with bricks and shit. I'm just using that as my barbell everywhere. Wow. Came off of everything. My test came back at 48. So I was like, fuck that shit. So I had to get back on the HRT, on the TRT. And then it took about like 6 months, a year really, of weaning and doing that shit right to have my levels come back around 730.
Thank goodness.
Oh, it took forever. And then I got everything cleared. I had the blood and everything, like the creatinine, my AST, my ALT liver, everything was fine. And that's when I was like, all right, cool. Let's get back. I'm healed. My wrists are healed. My tendons are healed. My bones are fine. My blood looks okay. I'm 31. I'm still fucking 240 some pounds. I look pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's fucking rock and roll. And so when all the kids and stuff, they're on my page and they're like, Trent, I'm like, I'm not against Trent. I'm let's hold your horses.
Yeah.
Just relax.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Yeah,
I'm coming.
It's going.
I just need like 6 months, and then I'll pick the show, and then I'm not going to say stuff because I don't,
Yeah,
it's not allowed. So that's one of the things I understand.
So
I can
weird.
sympathize when guys don't want to be super forward.
Yeah,
because why would you want to, like, half the dudes live with their mom.
Yeah.
She's going to watch the TikTok and go in the medicine cabinet. And that's the other thing too. It's frowned upon, and a lot of places it's not legal. So if you don't have like prescriptions for hormone replacement therapy or just whatever, it can be a sensitive topic.
Yeah.
Because you're discussing vulnerable, like your lawyer would advise against it. Right. For the most part. So, that's why, like, when I speak about it, I've been doing it for 15 years. And I pick and choose parts of my life to talk about it, certain parts and points of my life. But for as far as the current stuff, like right now, like, hey, just hanging out.
Yeah.
Just having a good time. Or whatever. Yeah, we are having a good time right now though, because I do have a prescription for TRT and all that stuff. So I am allowed to take testosterone when it's appropriate. Especially or whatever it was, a year or whatever it was when I was at 48.
48. My goodness. You must have felt like absolute garbage. Because I know when the guys come off of that stuff and their hormones don't adjust, it takes for freaking ever. So for those of you who don't know the podcast, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm just agreeing.
Yeah, it's you feel like dog shit like the entire time. And I'm sure, David can vouch for just the when your hormones are not right, you're not right. And it affects absolutely everything, I'm sure, from like a gain standpoint, but also just like I'm sure like an emotional and mental standpoint, it wasn't good as well, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, for the most part, I was like, I felt like just deflated. What I mean? Like you don't get like pumped up like you normally do. Like you don't. When you get on the scale, like when you're rocking and rolling, like your weight's always looking good and full and kind of fluctuating in the upward pattern. When you do it the other way, you're always coming down like a pound or two, instead of having like that extra fullness, you're kind of like getting softer. And in the gym too, you're not. Yeah. So it's just kind of, you kind of nailed it.
With I'm curious with trends. So I want to ask you if you've been on Trend before, but I've heard. Sure. Okay, cool. So with Trend, I know that's like kicking it into high gear. So would you be on, or would you potentially take that prior to, or like, are there other things that you would prefer? Because I know Trend can have some nasty side effects.
Yeah, I hate Trend. I've been doing it since 2007, and we're at 2022. So how long is that?
Oh man.
14 years or something like that.
Yeah.
And out of that time, I've used performance substances, whether they, were just, there's a whole list of them. That is a big list of, just say, performance enhancers and stuff like that. I've experimented with stuff probably for 10 years. You know what I mean? So out of that time, that's 112 months.
Yep.
Right. And out of the 112 months, I probably experimented and used Trend for like 6 of them.
Okay. Wow.
You know what I mean? 7 maybe, on and off. Because normally when you do it for a show, it's anywhere from like 6 to 9 weeks.
Okay.
And one of the main reasons we like to use it, now don't get me wrong, there are guys who like to use it in their off seasons and they use it year round and stuff like that. Yeah, it's really hard on you. It killed my buddy. So he fucking died. Jeremy was 44 when he died.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And he used to get he used to get the whatchamacallit ones, the tablets, because Trend's kind of not around anymore. It used to be Finajet tablets, I think it's called.
Okay.
And you used to be able to get them off of Amazon as recently as like 3 years ago without a prescription, because they're for cattle and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're pharmaceuticals, cattle, or veterinarian, whatever the fuck that category is. And they would use them back in the day when they were created, mostly for like beef and stuff, for transport, so they wouldn't atrophy and stuff during the transport and stay full.
Wow.
But whatever. But he would get them like that, all shady style. I guess legal style. They were legit. They weren't shady. Like there was nothing in them. They were the legit medicine that were intended for animals. And he would eat, and he wouldn't even eat them. If you want to be honest, sometimes he would eat them, but he would snort them. Have you ever heard that before?
No, I haven't. That's new.
That's it's an old school thing from like, you hear about it from like the 80s and the 90s and stuff like that. No one really does it. A few guys did, but he was one of those guys. Well, he would eat them too, but he would blow the Finajet tablets.
Wow.
And I remember we worked together doing security at one of the strip clubs, and he was telling me, he's like, I let my life insurance lapse. I didn't pay it for like 4 months. So now they want me to do a blood test and a urine sample and all that stuff. And it came back that he had protein in his urine, like his creatinine and stuff was like off the chart. But apparently he had like blood and proteins in his blood and his urine. So his like kidneys like weren't working like at all or something.
Oh no.
Is what it pretty much meant. You know what I mean? Like beyond just like filtering, like it was like that you were like just pissing out what you were supposed to be. Yeah, like it wasn't working. And I remember he was like, didn't give a fuck. And I remember him being like, yeah, well, I don't know, it's stupid. I guess I can't get my life insurance. And I was like, damn, yeah. And I was like thinking to myself, like, this sounds serious as fuck. And then it was like whatever, 4, 5, 6 years later, I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he was like, oh, and I forgot to tell you, Jeremy's dead.
Oh,
and I was like, oh fuck, yeah. So I kind of saw that coming.
Yeah. Well,
I guess.
It just goes to show you if you're not really watching out for that kind of stuff. And I love the example that you set with like doing the blood tests and everything and staying on top of your health. Like it's not, I mean, I appreciate you guys like you and John Meadows, who were all very health conscious. And I know John Meadows passed, but I think that was honestly due to other reasons other than steroids. I'm sure that played a part, but he was always on top of low dosing and like being smart about, PED use. And
John Meadows was the man.
Yeah.
I competed against him in 2014, I think it was.
Wow.
He got 5th, I think, and I got 16th.
Okay.
Down in Miami.
Wow. That's awesome. Did
you
get to talk to him at all?
Oh yeah, he's my buddy.
Awesome.
Not like where I would call him on the weekends and ask for advice or something, but if I saw him at like an expo or we were competing or something like that, I mean, he would see me across the venue and be like, Ziegler. And I would like come and like, and he went like, he's not gonna like run at me and hug me, but like I would walk over to him, give him the head nod, give me the big head nod in the wave and be like, Ziegler. And I would go over and shake his hand and he'd be like, how have you been? And it was like one of those relationships where it's just when I would see him at like events and stuff, and but I was honored he knew who I was.
Oh yeah.
Obviously I knew who he was. That was very clear.
That's amazing.
But yeah, so I just knew him like super casual. Like a lot of the guys that I know, it's because of working at expos, and that's the only time I see him. And I'm not gonna DM the dude, and I would feel weird if I did. Like it would, I would still be like, hey, bro, like, So, but if I see him at the expo or in the gym, give him the big head nod, maybe say their name, a big fist pump. How you doing? Good, sweet, and then like get the fuck out of there, let them do their shit,
I hear you. I hear you.
John was like that kind of relationship. This is my buddy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Not really.
Well, John was super sweet to pretty much I think everybody that interacted with him. It was amazing to see the community come together after his death, man. It was just unbelievable how many people he's impacted. I did want to ask you, just on a personal note, how did you meet your wife?
On a blind date.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Blind date. Yeah.
Cool.
Isn't that funny?
That's awesome. So somebody just set you guys up, or is that like?
Yeah, a best friend of mine at the time, years ago, he was dating her friend and wanted us like all go out to dinner
Uh-huh.
one evening. So he was like, "You want to do it? Will you go? Can we all go hang out and then we can all be best friends together?" And I was like, "Yeah, fine." And it didn't quite work out that way, but like that's how we met. And then we started talking and a little bit here, not talk for a little bit, and then talk, and then so that's how it got started. Though essentially,
That's awesome. It
was like, "Let's go hang out."
was she at all involved with fitness or anything like that, or is
Nah, yeah, just like a normal amount, a healthy
okay?
amount. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the girl who goes to the gym and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Awesome. Do you guys currently have any shared interests? I know you guys are you guys on a farm right now? I saw from some of the videos you guys got a huge amount of
Yeah,
land.
yeah, I have 14 acres in North Carolina, and I have like
Okay.
an acre pond on it, a few horses, a donkey, chickens, guineas. That's all her. That's all for her.
Okay.
She likes that stuff. I don't mind, but I'm not like a farmer.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like a chore doer sometimes. I mean, I still don't consider myself like a farmer. But then I have a townhouse in Vegas,
Hmm.
and this place is more relatively new.
Hmm.
And the townhouse is probably going to fade out soon, I would think, especially now that I'm building the gym here and all of that.
Yep.
Um, but I still have it, and I'm going to go back probably in a week or two, maybe tomorrow. Fuck, who cares?
Yeah.
But maybe next month. It's just a long drive, and I drive when I do it.
Oh gosh. Oh, you don't
Yeah,
fly.
I fly a lot. I
Okay.
don't like flying, but I do fly a lot. But I really just like to have my motorcycle, so I can get around and stuff like that. And I don't want to buy another one right now to have
Mhm.
just two of them, because then when I consolidate, if I consolidate, like I don't want to have two. I like to really appreciate the stuff that I have.
Yeah.
Like I used to have a rule that I wouldn't own it if I didn't touch it every day.
Okay.
Um, yeah, because I used to be such a minimalist for years and years. I was a minimalist. Like I didn't put any money into anything at all unless it was for bodybuilding or to further my career.
Hmm.
And it drove everyone nuts and like made me lose pretty much like all my friends and stuff like that. Because I would never go anywhere. I would never do anything. I would never spend money on it. I'm like, you have to pay for it if you want me to go, because I'm not going. I'm gonna stay home. And never do anything. But now that I have, and the other big reason was I leased everything. And when I leased everything, like even like a couch, I was like, I don't want to move this big ass couch and store it in your house for a year, and then I have to move and put it somewhere else. I'll just have the chair and my laptop, and I'm gonna wait until I can make it big and stuff like that. And then when I was 30 years old or so, I think I was 30. I might have been 29. I might have done it and with my wife too. Let's not get this wrong. It wasn't just me. Fuck, if it was just me, I would still be in a studio probably. Um, but I think right around 30, bought the property and the house,
Hmm.
and then I was like, I want to like have stuff now that I can like. So when the dishwasher broke, I was like, let's get a nice dishwasher. Let's
Yeah.
like get one that works all the time, and we love it because like why not? Like it'll just until it dies, it'll live right there. It'll
Yep.
live right there. No one will come along and be like, hey, if you want to continue to live here, you got to pay an extra $200, or just too bad, too sad, you got to go. And I'll be like, well, I better get my dishwasher, and I better get my big ass couch, and I better get my bed and my bureau and my shit and my gym, and like, so I just refused to do it. But now that I have this place, I was like, yo, let's build a Lego collection. I like that.
Heck yes.
And let's build a gym. And so, but those are like the only two things I really have going on. Oh, but I have like a ton of supplements. But I've always had a bunch of proteins and stuff like that, as I told you earlier. So,
You have a whole
but I'm pretty
closet.
simple.
You have a whole closet full of supplements, don't you?
I do. I have a supplement closet. Yeah, it's like a little GNC in there. Yeah, because I have very few interests. Like I love bodybuilding. I love motorcycles.
Mhm.
I love the Lego. Ever since I was a little kid, I think they're super cool. And then that's pretty much it. Like I don't put, and then yeah. So I just like have super few things, but I'm very kind of obsessive about like, or not obsessive, passionate
Mhm.
is a better word.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
because I don't like to diversify too much, because I get like overwhelmed. I'm like overwhelmed easily with like anxiety and stuff like
Mhm.
that too. So I don't like new things too terribly much. I like consistency. I like to have patterns, and to like I do this, then I do this, then we eat this, then I go there and I come back. And I like to have like So like when I have the Lego, like that's what I'll do. Like if it's a rest day or if I'm particularly sad or feeling blue, you know, I might put one together for a little bit while I watch like a Star Wars movie or something like that, or just watch the whole franchise. You know, just
I
watch
love it.
Oh yeah, and hang out for like 6 hours, and I'll build a whole thing, and then next thing I know, I'm like back to normal or whatever. The same with the bike. The bike is how I get around. It's my main source of transportation, so it goes very good with my career because it's my transportation. It's how I get to the gym. So every day, unless it's raining or something, then the girl, she has a truck, and I'll use the truck, or she'll take me. But so it's like every day I get this outlet of like my hobby and my interest where I get to ride like 10 miles to the gym and back and stuff like that. And then when I take vacations, that's what I do too, is I ride the bike. And I don't fuck up my program. I sit on the bike, so I'm pretty much just sitting down. I'm not really burning calories or doing anything. Every 2.5 hours, I have to get gas because I have a little gas tank on a motorcycle. So every 2.5 hours, I have to stop. So I eat and I drink, have a bunch of water, get hydrated, have a bunch of protein, a bunch of food, and then I get back on my mobile bar stool, and I just look at shit, and I just cruise around for another 2.5 hours, and I listen to music, and I'm like, okay, and then I stop and I have a cheesesteak and some protein, and eventually I get in the hotel, and then I just go to bed. And so everything I do is like very fitness appreciative. Like they all just kind of flow together very easy. Like if I sit around and play with Lego, I'm not missing meals.
Yeah.
You know, I don't drink or party or anything. Like
it sounds like that bike was built for you and your lifestyle. That is absolutely perfect. Like that's a bodybuilder's dream. Like you got every 2 hours, you got a regimented schedule, eating and all. I love it. I love it. Has being on the farm or just being in that space with so much land, is that kind of a Zen-like environment for you, or is it more just the things that you're doing on the side, like riding a bike and doing do you not care about the farm as much in that regard?
I don't. If it was just me, I would be like in a penthouse,
okay,
on the 20th floor,
yeah,
in Vegas with no animals.
Yep.
A lovely living room, a beautiful kitchen, a beautiful bathroom, and a bed.
Yep.
And my life would be couch in the living room, kitchen, shower, gym, couch, chick, and then that's it. Just that. My world is so small. It's just that triangle. And then sometimes I play with the Lego, and sometimes I ride the bike, and that's like what I do. And I'm on my laptop all the time, working with clients on my website, or I'm editing videos and replying to stuff like that. So I don't have a lot of free time as it is. And if I leave the house and I start like doing stuff, like I miss meals and like all this shit. So like, so I'm real simple like that. But she loves the animals and all of that jazz. And riding horses has been her thing like her whole life. Nice. So I don't care. I get roped into the chores and stuff, which I sometimes whine about, but I don't. It's fine. It's just when, you know, it's just a little different than what it's. I don't know.
Sure.
I do what I want all day. So if that's what she wants, she can. It's fine.
I hear you. You just going back to your main source of income there. So I know with bodybuilding, or at least what I've been told is the money you get from shows and stuff it depends. It's not as significant unless you're placing first. So is your main source of income these days from shows, from competing, or is it more morphed into like your website and coaching clients and that kind of thing?
Totally my clients.
Okay.
My fans and my supporters are everything, because they're the people I talk to, and then they're the people who listen to me. And then once they listen to me for a little while, they're like, hey, let's try something. Let's like work with you as a client, or work with you as a coach, and they'll be my client or whatever. And then we'll build a relationship that way. And then they'll be my buddy, and we'll be chatting on the phone and texting and like just doing their programs together. Because like you said, when it comes to shows, man, you got to come in first. I mean, you got to come in top 3 as it is, and that's fine. And that's a great goal. And you should strive to do that if that's what you want. But like you said, like realistically, that's not a lot of cash left over.
Yeah.
So you got to have the following. You have to have a personality, because everybody looks good. All the guys look good, especially by themselves. Right. Especially by themselves. So if you can get to that level, or just build that physique in general, like you have a lot of knowledge. And that's great. But when it comes to the pageant side of it, who looks pretty, you don't really have a lot of control with that. So if you have an outlet for these guys, like the fans, the other competitors, the dudes who just like weightlifting and stuff, if they have an avenue to find you and to learn about you, then you guys can work together and have relationships, and they can get big too, and they can learn everything, and they can learn all the same stuff potentially. Maybe there's a few secrets, probably. I'm still hoping there's more secrets out there. I'm trying to learn them. But instead of like, so-and-so going to Phil Heath, it's like, well, Steve down the street, he knows how to build a 21-inch arm too. He might not look like Phil Heath when they stand next to each other, because Phil Heath genetically is much prettier to look at. So he wins. But, because of that too, Phil Heath is a lot busier and he's not available, and he costs $10,000 a month. But Steve, John, William, Robert, don't forget Carlos. Like he looks more like you actually with how your body is. You don't know who that is? Why would you know who that is? Of course you don't know who that is, because he's not on the magazine cover. The dude fucking, if Phil Heath didn't exist, you would all be saying Carlos. Like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So I think that, and that's what it all comes down to, is like, where I really feel bad is the guys who can't speak at all.
Yeah.
There are so many guys who are so good at the sport. They're so good at bodybuilding, but they just don't have like the social skills or the communication skills. So like, I'll just never know who they are, and they won't be able to like, get the information out of themselves and into others. And that's a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, your personality is just, I love how you come off of people. It's not like this super aggressive macho bodybuilder, like person that's just going at somebody. You're seem like a really nice guy to be around, to be perfectly frank.
Thanks, man. That's good.
But
I would like to be like welcomed into I like to be. I'm a good background party member.
Hey, there you go.
You look over, I'll have my head nodding.
But I love that, and the fact that you built that community around bodybuilding in a positive way, and not just some sort of crazy aggressive way. Has that been a natural, normal thing for you developing that business, or did it take a lot of grinding and a lot of effort on your part to be able to get in front of camera and start speaking to people and getting client base?
I think I had a lot of like natural charisma.
Yeah.
I guess in the beginning, but no, I really sucked at when the camera would come on to be myself.
Okay.
So like I was always goofy like that, and like kind of an oddball. I'm probably too much. Like charisma is a really sweet way to actually describe the way I act alone. Overwhelming might be better. Alarming at times, like especially when I was young.
Yep.
I would be the one to tell you a story like way too fast, way too loud, and probably be swinging my hands trying to like describe things and like hit a lampshade, and then everybody would be like, David, and the story would be ruined, and I would be sad, and then I would cry, type thing. Like as a little kid, like it would just be too much. But as soon as the camera came on, or I would try to articulate all of this in a setting where it was now appropriate, I wouldn't be able to do it. I would clam up, speak backwards, flip things around, make up words. I'd be like, "Hey, rush!" Like, what was that? It was washer and this, but put together. And so I would have to do like 50 takes, and I started doing the social media speaking stuff more like in 2010.
Okay.
That's like when I first started my YouTube channel.
Yeah. My
first big platform, when I got some traction behind me and made me get my first big sponsor in 2013, Sand Nutrition. I was with them for about 4 or 5 years. Was bodybuilding.com had Body Space, which was like Facebook for bodybuilding or just for fitness, and it's still on there, and I'm still part of that community. I just do not participate anymore, and I should, and maybe I will now that I've brought it up. But at first, that was the first one that I had like 200 some thousand people as my friend on there, and there was like this section of like top 10 most inspirational profiles on the website. I think I'm still on there.
Wow.
And stuff like that. So that was a big platform for me, and that helped me get Sand Nutrition behind me to sponsor me. But then I started going from just pictures and posts where I was like, hey guys, have a great day and don't forget to train your triceps. Into like more of like, let's have the YouTube channel. And now I have to try to be more of like this, not like salesman, but like representative of my sport, you know, of bodybuilding, like let alone companies, but just be like, hey guys, welcome to the bodybuilding community. I'm one of the bros. Maybe you'll beat me, maybe I'll beat you, but I'll be over there, you know, if you need me. And I didn't, so I made the YouTube channel and I started trying to speak and, you know, just introduce myself and get everything out there. It was so awful. It was so horrible. And I had to retake everything and do it all the time. And now here we are, like almost like 12 years later, and I'm, you know, a little better at it now.
Oh,
so
yeah.
At least
I think you're a natural at it. So when you come, like, I don't think anybody would imagine now that there was like 12, 15, 20, whatever years of experience behind that, just developing it, because it seems totally normal.
Yeah, like I've been joking lately that it seems like I needed like 15 years or I needed a decade to have that breakout year. You know,
hey, there you go.
It took me a decade of groundwork to have the breakout year.
There you go.
But it feels
overnight.
like
They say it's an overnight success for 15 years.
Yeah, because it's the TikTok is the one that for sure has given me more traction and put my face in more houses than any of my other platforms. Like, yeah, bodybuilding.com was cool. I had like 200 some thousand followers or friends on there, and that's great. And then like Instagram has like 50 some thousand, and YouTube has like 20,000, and that's fine. And the TikTok has hundreds of thousands, and that's fine. But the algorithm on TikTok, the one time in 60 days, I had something like 72 million views. And I was thinking to myself, like, what platform? Like, if I was going to purchase a Super Bowl commercial, they would brag to me that, what, like 500,000 people would see it? Maybe 1 million people would see it. And then they would ask me for $1 million for that type of publicity, like for that type of exposure. And my TikTok has been doing decent for 1 year. It just got banned.
Okay. Yep.
It's temporarily banned. Can you say the word for me?
Temporarily banned.
It sounded perfect. Damn. They did that to me, so I assume it's going to come back. I just don't know when. But yeah, so since September, but that was just in 60 days. And when I look at that, normally it's around 30 to 40 million in 60 days. So I average anywhere from 400,000 to 600,000 views a day is like kind of my ballpark. And then sometimes I get those crazy days where I get like 2 million or something like that. I know other creators blow me out of the water. I know that. I know they do. But it's still so many people, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
You know, like if it was only 1,000 people, like that's still so many actual humans.
Yeah.
You know, let alone like 60, 70 million people. Like who the fuck? Imagine if they were all here right now.
I know.
Like where would they park?
Not there.
They would park from here to Philadelphia. Like it would be like, I would like imagine the traffic jams.
That's insane.
Imagine the headlines in the news. Like North Carolina overwhelmed by 60 million fans. Like, and I know they're not fans. Half those people didn't even want to see me. I understand that because of the TikTok algorithm. More than half those people probably didn't like me. But I still was in their living room for a second, and that's freaking nuts.
It's crazy.
That many people. What platform? Hey, you. Yes. Yeah. How would you like to be shown to 60 million people? Doing what? Saying that you like Frosted Flakes. I guess that's fine. Yeah. All right. Fucking.
That works.
Yeah, let's do it. like there's nothing else like that.
No.
You know, that type of exposure before TikTok, besides the few that would do really well in the social media things and get that type of traction, it would be like movies and stuff like that. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah, you mentioned Super Bowl commercials. I mean, that's literally the numbers. I remember somebody talking about this. I listen to a lot of Gary Vaynerchuk, and you know, 2, 3, 4 years ago, he was already talking about TikTok, and people weren't taking him seriously because they thought it was just a bunch of kids shaking their butts on, and there still is that on TikTok, but the reach is what they call organic reach is
I can't believe it.
Yeah, yeah. You can be a tiny little creator and have a video go viral just when you're opening your account from 500,000 to 1 million views, which blows my mind. I mean, that's how you know, Charlie D'Amelio and her sister got started. So it makes celebrities not overnight, but if you really know what you're doing, and you can create a following like you have, like it's just a huge marketing tool. So kudos to you. That's how long did it take to get to what you're at, what, 256 or something like that now?
Oh no, my big TikTok account, because I have 3 of them.
Oh, right.
I have
Okay.
Ziegler Monster Fitness, which is like my backup.
Okay.
And then the Ziegler Monster Farm, which is just like the farm.
Mm-hmm.
But the Ziegler Monster one is like 430,000.
Wow.
And that's the one that they temporarily banned. And I hope
Okay.
it comes back soon. I'm worried. I don't want to lose that. So like you said, like the marketing alone, like that's like I can talk to so many people. I love that.
Yeah.
But that took me like a year.
Wow.
Is what it did. And it went kind of quick, and I don't know. Like my very first video got like 70,000, and I don't know if it was like I don't want to be like cocky at all,
No.
but it was almost like I spent the 10 years, and like yeah, I had everything on, like I had stuff on Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that. But I feel like it was like all of that stuff over the 10 years. I had the physique. I don't have the best physique in the world, not at all. But I had a decent physique to be able to show like, hey, this is what I've been up to for the last 10 years. I've stumbled through the speaking and stuff like that to the point where like I can get the point out there quickly. I've been editing stuff on social media forever. And then TikTok was like, we'll show your shit to people. Yeah. So I just put it together, and it was almost like just timing came together. You know, where like I had all this shit in the background and I've been working all this stuff. And then TikTok, I got on TikTok, and it was like, yeah, that's kind of what our whole platform is. Yeah, we got you. Don't worry about it. And then everybody, you know, I don't know how many of them like recognized me from, they're like, oh, I competed against this guy in 2011. Or I remember when he was on Team Stan and it was him and Oksana Grishina. I don't know. Or if it was all brand new. I have no idea. I have no idea where all the people came from. But I appreciate the fuck out of it. And if they take that account away, I'll go back to how I was last year, which was fine. Yeah. It was good. It just was not, it was 10 times less exposure. Yeah. At least 10 times less than I have right now. Yeah. If anybody's listening to this and you're part of TikTok's crew, or you know anybody who can speak to somebody at either TikTok corporate or somebody who's in the account auditing department, please contact David and through one of his sub accounts and see if you can help him out, because there's no good. This has been happening to quite a few creators lately, David, not just you on TikTok. They're indiscriminately applying community guidelines, bans, or temporary holds on accounts. And I think it's a combination of trolls and and human error. So people are reporting things and it's not being examined properly. So they're banning all sorts of accounts. I've been hearing this quite a bit. So anybody who's listening, if you can help him out, please do, because this guy's he's not promoting anything wrong. Thank you. Put it that way. So. And what happened, what it really seemed, coincidentally, perhaps, or you know, you decide, somebody started making fake accounts, and they would change, like it would say Ziegler Monster, but it would have 2 L's. Oh, you know, just a touch off. There's at least 3 of them active right now. And they used my profile picture, but you can tell because my head is in the perfect circle. Theirs, they chopped off my forehead a touch. It was like they couldn't quite copy and paste it just right. Yep. But yeah, there's like 1 or 2 letters missing. They started contacting my fans by following them. And then they see, like, a lot of them didn't notice there was like 2 eyes. It just said Ziegler Monster to them, and they were excited because they thought they won, or they were going to get free like Gila mixes or Gorilla Mind stuff. So they would get followed by the fake me sent them a message, which I have hundreds of them sent to my DMs showing me. And it would say like, congratulations, thanks for following me. You win a Helix. I need you to click on this link and fill out the information. And a few of them were asking for money for like shipping and stuff like that. I guess they're just total phishing schemes, trying to get people's private personal information, their credit cards, everything. Wow. And then I started getting, and then like I got banned. Like I started getting stuff where like I had 3 comments that went against community guidelines. And one of them said, "I love it, bro," which was somebody doing something like in the gym. And I said, "I love it, bro." One of them said, ZMF and Helix. It said, "Check out Helix, use code ZMF."
Yeah.
And then one of them, I think it might have been for my website, but it was something really silly. It wasn't even a direct comment. It was like more of a soliciting thing, kind of, but I don't think that's against the rules because they let me put my website in my bio.
No, yeah, no,
so I think I'm allowed to tell people to go to my bio.
You are.
They supplied my website.
Yeah.
It would be weird if I wasn't allowed to. But anyway, so those 3 things happened. Then I got banned from going live because I showed the horse and it got reported as pornography. Yeah, I appealed it. And it got reversed. Then I went live again like a week later and it got banned for illegal goods and activity. That's a big one, right? Just like pornography was a big one.
Yeah.
I appealed it, but then 2 days later, no reply yet, I got banned where I went to log on and it was just a gray screen that said, "You are temporarily banned, log off." I can't do anything. So everybody can comment on my shit. You can stitch me. You can duet me. You can do everything with my profile. I just can't go to.
Oh my God.
I can't do anything. And you can't send me a DM because I tried to DM myself from my side profile just to see what would happen.
Yeah.
And it was like, no, this person's banned. And it doesn't say temporarily for any of you guys when you look at my page, but it does for me when I try to log in. And it's all still there, which is a good start.
Yeah.
I contacted TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah. So I contacted them through the app itself. I requested help or whatever, and I actually got a human. And I said, like, my profile is being faked. Can you please help me with more security? You need to be verified for people to say that this account is pretending to be somebody else, right? So if you see, like, if you click on an account and you say, "Report this account," and they say, "What's the problem?" You say, "This person is pretending to be somebody else." You click on that, it will say who. You can type in the account. It will only show you verified accounts.
Oh.
Yeah. So I contacted TikTok and I said, "Could you please verify me? I know it sounds forward, but I just want more security. My fans, my supporters are getting ripped off." And they emailed me, they contacted me back through the app, through the request help section. And they said, "Certainly we will. Here's an email address. Email this, and in the subject line, put verification request, and our team will help you." And I said, "Fantastic." So I sent them an email, and like 4 days later, I got an email back that just said pretty much no. And I said, and I tried to reply to it, and then I got an email back that was an automated message that said, like, "You can't reply to this email."
Oh.
And I was like, okay. And the email, I made a video about it. If you go to Ziegler Monster Fitness, my TikTok, I put the email up. I green screened it and I showed it, and I was like, "TikTok, come on." And in the thing, it says, "We only verify users who are authentic, unique, post often." I was like, that's me.
Yes.
I'm not, my name's not secretly Bob.
No, seriously.
I don't know. I'm not trying to gain anything out of it, like stardom or anything like that. No. Like, I'm Ziegler Monster from like 2009. I have like a handful of titles, and I'm just using another platform to put that info out there. It would be cool if you guys could just help me, give me some security, because I'm getting fucked with.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'll keep it on my personal website. I'll keep it on the stage. I'll keep it on all these other social media sites, but I would like to have yours too.
Yeah.
Because it's very helpful to me. So that's the situation I'm in right now.
You're verified on Instagram, right?
No, not anything. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not like that's what I mean, and that's why I don't want to come into it and be like, "Hey, I'm trying to trick you to be a dick. I'm trying to be like sneaky famous." I just want like to be able to click on somebody when they pretend to be me.
Yeah.
And for my followers and be like, that's not Ziegler Monster. I'm not giving that dude $15 for no shipping.
Yeah,
Doesn't exist.
If they see a blue check mark beside you, they know that you're not, like,
100%.
everybody can easily identify that it's not you. Yeah, that makes total sense. That makes total sense.
Well, whatever, it's fine. I'll figure it out. Hopefully it doesn't go away. And that's just what I want, is I just want more security.
Yeah.
And more like control over it. Like I don't know. It's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No, I get it.
Fine.
So I want people to be able to find you, regardless of whether or not they've temporarily banned you. So where can people go if they want to find coaching? And currently, where can they go for like social media and finding all your content and stuff?
Well, ZieglerMonster.com.
Okay.
That is my hub that will never get touched. I own all that shit, and I have for a long time, and I paid forward like 5 years on it already. So on like GoDaddy, ZieglerMonster.com has been my website since like 2009.
Okay.
I have all that stuff, and I am going to develop a members only section where I will have videos, workouts, everything for like $5-10 a month or something, where I can talk about performance enhancers. I can say all the keywords, I can answer questions, I can just have it all out there as fucking ready as, and no one can ever touch me.
Yeah.
Because I'll pay for the server space. Yeah. And I'll host all the videos myself. So that will be ZieglerMonster.com, but that's already has information on training, and it has links to all the social media. But the social media, everything is also Ziegler Monster. Awesome. From Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff is Ziegler Monster. Ziegler Monster Fitness is my full handle, and there's social medias that exist that are Ziegler Monster Fitness too. But that's pretty much it. I'm just Ziegler Monster. Gotcha. But my real name is David. Awesome. As we said earlier. Yeah.
I love it. Well, David, thank you so much for coming on here. I love what you're doing. I love your personality. I think people really resonate with who you are as a bodybuilder. And I know you're going to be insanely successful. I'm looking for 1 million for you in the coming year on followership, bro.
We'll see. They're gonna ban me, and I'll keep coming back though. I'll always have like 5,000 followers in all of the social medias, but at least they'll know who I am. And it's not even that I want that. I just want, personally, if I'm going to be selfish here, okay? I just want a handful of clients every year so I can play with Legos and ride my motorcycle and pay for my bills. It's not even really that much bigger than that. I want you to have a wonderful bodybuilding career. I'll help you with that. But when the lights turn off, like no one's at the dinner room table, offering to pay bills too and stuff like that. So that's really just what I need. And if I can market that stuff by winning, I'll keep trying. But that's tough. So I really like TikTok, and I like Instagram, and I like Facebook, because that shows me to people, like we talked about earlier. Then I get to pay my phone bill.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's cool.
It's a real thing, man. A lot of people
don't come in first every time. I've come in last lots of times. I've come in 5th and 4th and 3rd. Yeah, second a couple. Everything. All of them. 9th, 14th, 16th.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I have them all.
Yeah.
I've collected them all.
Well, and a lot of people don't know how to make the jump from, like you said, competing to being in front of people, or even making that into a business. So you've done something really special. And you like, if your story can't inspire people, I don't know what can, because like graduating high school, not like wanting to go into bodybuilding, making it on a couch, in the middle of nowhere, like that's amazing. Not having a college degree, like all that. And not even what was your not having a business background, and like you're really the truest version of an entrepreneur, like getting up by your bootstraps and just going for it. So kudos to you, man. I mean, you've just absolutely murdered it in the space, and I think people really see that.
Wow, thank you. That just made my whole week right there. If I'm feeling blue, I'm just gonna listen to that. Yeah.
I think a lot of people love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on, man. I'm sure we'll be in touch. And if you ever need anything, just reach out. But best of luck with social. And somebody get this guy on band today.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate all this.
You're welcome. All right. We'll catch you soon, man.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. Thank you for listening. Please give Freedomcast a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts. It would mean a lot to our business. Plus, it's fun to read y'all's reviews. See you next time.